Remember, a whole host of banks as well as NBFCs have released their Q2 updates. Gaurav joins in with the details.
Well, let's talk about some of the PSU banks. First is Indian Bank. If you look at the quarterly updates, we saw a healthy number. 12% growth is what we saw in deposits and 12.9% is what we saw in terms of advances. Now, if you look at the guidance that was given by the management, they had guided up for 8 to 10% growth in terms of deposits and 10 to 12% in terms of advances. So definitely they are beating the guidance of their own. At the same time, if you look at advances, that was specifically led by the retail, agri and MSME segment that increased almost by 16% on a year-on-year basis. On the flip side, if you look at Union Bank now, the bank actually came up with weak set of numbers in terms of the quarterly updates. If you look at the loan book growth, that came in at just 5.3%. Remember, this is the 5th consecutive quarter where the bank is reporting single-digit loan book growth. In terms of deposit, that grew only by 1.9% on a year-on-year basis. Now, this was the 7th consecutive quarter where the bank reported single-digit deposit growth. And if we compare all these numbers, CD ratio now, that comes to around 76%, which was earlier was at 73% just a year ago. So now that is also another concern that if the deposit growth does not pick up, that will also be a constraint in terms of advances growth. When we look at the advances growth as well, it was specifically led by retail that increased by 24%, but the RAM segment, which is retail, agri and MSME, that grew just by 9.3%. Another area of concern, and the reason being that bank earlier said that the growth can be sustained in double digits in RAM segment, but it failed to do so, at least in second quarter. So definitely we will be watching out on how the commentary is going to be. But all in all, in terms of numbers, weak set of number from Union Bank for this quarter so far.
Okay, all right. Quarter two banking updates, they're coming in quick and fast. We'll keep analyzing those for you as well. But